So yes, hello. My name is Mario, and I'm part of the support team here at DoFinder. And today we will be having a brief webinar about the statistics panel for our software, right? Or how I like to call it, from data to dollars, mastering the DoFinder statistics panel. Okay. So just to give you a quick introduction, I personally believe that search data is the best salesperson for any company. Okay. Because unlike general browsing, search terms and what people are searching for will tell you exactly what a customer actually wants, and you can get a better idea of your customers' purchasing and searching behavior. So the goal of our statistics panel is to basically identify friction points. Where are the searches failing? How can we adapt these failed searches into opportunities, basically to increase conversion? Okay. So I'm going to give you a brief summary of the actual dashboard. Okay. Something important here is to take into account the top bar navigation here. It basically allows you to filter by store, as you can see here. Oh, yeah, so basically I can change among all of my different stores. Each store then subdivides into search engines, okay? Important to know as well. So for example, let's say you want to check the statistics of a specific language or search engine, you might have to use the top bar navigation to switch the actual store that you're seeing at any given time, okay? Something else that is important is the fact that it gives you a little date range tool as well, where you can basically switch the date for the statistics that you are showing, and you can also put the previous period in case you want to have a point of comparison. This could be extremely beneficial in case you want to compare the results that you're getting from the search at one point versus a previous point in the past to kind of narrow down if you have any sort of improvement and that sort of thing, okay? So there are going to be three main points of reference or metrics, okay? The first one will be the basic searches, okay? So compared to the previous that you're putting as a comparison, what is the percentage increase of the searches that you've been experiencing? Okay, you can see the specific amount in the previous period versus the main period and the percentage by what they have increased or decreased in some cases. Another super important one is the click-through rate, or CTR, as you might call it, okay? And this will basically narrow down the amount of searches that are translating into actual clicks, okay? This will also allow you to determine if the results that people are getting are actually relevant, or if a search term is being searched for a lot, but it's not ending up in clicks, okay? And this can kind of help you to strategize when it comes to using the promotional tools to kind of face those opportunities, okay? Lastly, over here, even though it's not configured, usually you have to pre-configure the sales data configuration, but you will have a conversion rate meter, which will basically give you a percentage of the amount of searches that are actually translating into conversions. Okay, those are the top three. You will also have this little search-driven sales this period, okay? And basically what this measures is the specific revenue that is being generated through the search bar specifically, not the global driven sales, but the search-driven sales of the website. Okay, this can help you to prove if the ROI is actually in your favor when using DoFinder. Okay. So now we are basically going to see how we can use the statistics panel to understand user behavior, and we're going to take a bit of a deep dive here. Okay, the first thing that you can see is that you will have a graph here that will show you visually the meters that I explained before. But if I keep scrolling down a little bit, we will have this search terms section. And this part is going to be super important, okay? Because you will see the specific search terms that are being searched for on your website, how many times they have been searched for, the amount of times that it has been clicked, and the position that they have in the ranking based on the amount of clicks that they're getting, okay? If the average click, let's say, is on position number 10, then your best sellers aren't high enough in the results. So now that we've explained the three big metrics, okay, like the searches, the click-through rate, and the sales happening through the search, we're going to take a deep dive in understanding user behavior by using our statistics panel, okay? And for that, I'm basically going to show you this graph right here, which will visually show you what I explained before about the amount of searches, the percentage of clicks, and the sales happening in any period of time, okay? And we will also scroll down a little bit up to this section, which in my opinion is the most important, okay? Because it will show you the search terms on your website for any specific period of time, okay? You will see the top search terms on your website, how many times they have been searched for, the click-through rate, so the percentage of times that search ended up in a click, and then its click position, which basically ranks it in a specific position based on the amount of clicks that they're getting, okay? You will also have a section here called zero results, where you can see the searches that are ending up in a no result screen, okay? How many times they ended up in a no result screen. And this can give you a good idea of which search terms could be applied towards a synonym or a custom result, or basically use all of the promotional tools that you have to your advantage to overcome that no result screen. Because let's face it, at the end of the day, our goal is to keep that no results as low as possible, okay? Aside from that, we also have some additional information here that could be helpful, like the higher likelihood to buy when using the search, which is a multiplier, the percentage of shoppers that are actually using the search bar, the average position of click results, users who leave the search without clicking or interacting with anything, and also the global percentage of searches that are leading up to a no result screen, which is different than the specific searches that are leading to a no result screen. This one actually just gives you a global percentage, okay? Cool, so that's pretty much for the general part of the statistics panel, okay? Aside from that, you will notice that we have three tabs here. One is for filters, which will give you metrics specifically regarding the filters that you have configured, and then real time, which will give you a more instantaneous or real-time view of your statistics and what's happening, even geolocation, but we'll get into that later. For now, let's go here onto the filter section. So yeah, aside from the general overview that we have here, okay, we also have a little filter section. As this is just a demo store, we really don't have any data to retrieve here, but just to explain what you will be able to see here is which filters are being used the most. At this point, you should probably have filters being displayed on the layer. This will tell you which ones are being used the most, if it's price, if it's brand, if it's color, and if the filter is actually being effective. It's a very good tool because I think the filtering system is one of the most important parts of our search, as it allows our customers to refine what they're looking for and make it easier for them to find what they're looking for. So here you will be able to narrow down which filters are being effective and which aren't, okay? Lastly, okay, we will have our real-time section, okay? And this is one of my favorite parts here. As you can see, the visual aspect of it is a little bit different than the other panels that we were looking for, a little bit more simplified. It allows you to distinguish between desktop and mobile, which is a nice touch as well. And as you can see, it will also show you the searches, the CTR, and the conversion rate, similar to how I showed you before in the general view. It also allows you to filter for the last 15, 10, or 5 minutes, which for some people, let's say you just launched a sale or a promotion, you want to see if it's being effective in the last 15 minutes. This is where you can check what people are searching for and if some of your strategies are being effective, okay? If I scroll down here, you will also see a similar graph to the general view. The top searches that I mentioned before, top click products, top opportunities which are searches that did show results but didn't have an exact match with anything in your catalog, and the no results, okay? This can also help you, as I mentioned before, to set up the promotional tools in real time so that you can more efficiently tackle a no result screen or searches that might not be relevant in case that no exact match is found, okay? And lastly, and this is my favorite part of the real-time stats panel, is the geolocation system. It will literally show you where in the world people are searching from. And this can help you to kind of geolocate. Let's say you're having a promotion in a specific territory. You can see if it's being effective and where exactly people are searching from in the last 15, 10, or 5 minutes. Okay? A few things to keep in mind here. Okay, if I go back to our general view section, I just want to show you a quick thing here. If I scroll down, you will see all of your no results all of your no results search terms, okay? And something cool is that it allows you to go and fix it straight from this section. You don't have to memorize where to go or anything. You could literally come to your no results. We know that hoodie is showing no results. If you click on fix, it will automatically give you the option to add a synonym or add a custom result. I won't be covering how to set up these promotional tools, as that will most likely be in another webinar, okay? But I just wanted to point out that it allows you to travel directly to the synonym or custom result configuration directly from the admin. Let's just try it. If I click add a custom result, it automatically takes me to a new custom result where you will assign the search term, the included results, and everything, effectively handling the no results, because now people will actually find results for that specific search term, okay? Something else to keep in mind, for any sales tracking related metric, it is important to note that they will not work unless the sales data configuration is previously handled. For some of our platforms, we do that automatically when the module is installed or at the time of integration, but in some cases that might have to be set up manually. So if you see that the search-driven sales, for example, are still stuck at 0, don't panic. It's most likely a quick configuration that needs to be handled beforehand. Well, another thing to keep in mind is, let's say that you believe that there's bot activity on your website, the metrics don't seem in your favor, or you suspect that you have a bot on your website that is targeting the search, okay? You will have the option of downloading logs for any date period of your preference, okay? And the way that you can do that is here in settings, okay? If I go ahead and click settings, you can download the logs for any date range of your preference. You can also filter any specific IPs from the stats. Let's say you don't want your internal searches to count toward the stats. Here's where you can filter your IP. But going back to the log situation, if you download the logs, you will be able to see what IPs are actually doing these searches. And if you see any suspicious IP, then you can basically grab that and you will have the option of blocking it here in the security section. That is a good way to effectively handle any sort of bot activity that you might have on the website. So I just wanted to point out that you have the option of downloading the logs for any date range of your preference here directly in the statistics panel, okay? And lastly, I wanted to also mention that for all of these metrics, like the search terms, the click results, okay, you will be able to download a CSV, okay, just in case you want to have it for your own records or you want to do a specific reporting. You will be able to download CSVs for the search terms and for the click results at any time, okay? So the 3 takeaways, in my opinion, after a long time working here at DoFinder, okay, would be to constantly monitor the statistics, check out your 0 results, see if there are any opportunities to take these no results and convert them into synonyms or custom results, find opportunities to always show relevant products to your customers. I would also suggest monitoring CTR, okay, and the terms that led to that CTR, so that you can narrow down if search terms are actually being effective, if people are finding what they're looking for, right? And lastly, use the search driven sales section here to narrow down if the ROI is working in your favor, if any improvements can be done. So yeah, as you can see, it's a very complete package here when it comes to the statistics. There's a lot of data that can be used to your favor. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the statistics panel. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day. Okay, bye-bye.